very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us on another News at 3. I am Olubumi Obajemihi in the news. Ekweremadu jailed 10 years in UK. Egypt sends Nigerian students back to war in Sudan. Again, military wants troublemakers ahead May 29 inauguration.
This is the news.
A UK court has sentenced former Deputy Senate President Ekweremadu to 10 years and 6 months in jail following their conviction for organ trafficking in March. The three of them, Ekweremadu, Beatrice and Obeta, were convicted of conspiracy to arrange the travel of a young Nigerian man who was identified as David Wamini to Britain in order to exploit him for his kidney. The organ was needed for Ekweremadu's sick daughter, Sonia. The prosecutor, Hugh Davis, told the jury that the behavior of Ekweremadu showed entitlement, dishonesty, and hypocrisy. United States Attorney for the Western District of Michigan, Mark Tutton, has unsealed a federal indictment charging 3 Nigerians. The defendants, Samuel Ogochi, Samson Ogochi, and Ezekiel Ejohem Robert, all of Lagos, face a 4-count indictment. They are accused of sexually extorting numerous young men and teenage boys in the Western District of Michigan and across the United States. One of them is charged with causing the death of 17-year-old Jordan Demey of Marquette, Michigan, who passed on March 25, 2022, after shooting himself. The teenager's death prompted an investigation by the Marquette County Sheriff's Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. U.S. Attorney Mark Tutton noted that sextortion is a horrible crime that can leave especially younger victims feeling ashamed with nowhere to turn. The Action Alliance, AA, has filed a motion and notice seeking to jail the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC, in charge of Enugu State, Mr. Joseph Chukwuemeka Chukwu. The motion, titled Disobedience to the Order of the Tribunal by the Resident Electoral Commissioner, was filed on Thursday. The AA, through its lawyer, John Nwobodo, is seeking an order committing the REC to imprisonment in accordance with Section 146, Subsection 4 of the Electoral Act 2022. Reports say the party predicated its motion on the alleged refusal of the REC to obey a valid order issued by the tribunal in its AA favor. Egyptian authorities have sent over 500 students back to Sudan following the failure of 2 of them to provide either a passport or emergency travel certificate. According to a voice note of a Nigerian official obtained by newsmen on Friday morning, students without passports had been instructed to stay back. The official added that 2 students without any of the documents were impatient and joined their colleagues. He added that the Egyptian authorities were angry and ordered that all the students should be taken back to Sudan to get the needed permits. Meanwhile, Sudan's ambassador to Nigeria, Muhammad Yusuf, has pleaded with Nigerians returning from the conflict-hit country to consider returning when things cool off. Speaking after a batch of Nigerians returned from the country, Mr. Yusuf asked them to resume their duties and reopen their businesses after the fighting between the army and the paramilitary forces ends. He asked them to consider Sudan as their second country, expressing optimism that the fighting will be controlled soon. Meanwhile, another batch of Nigerians from Sudan is expected to arrive soon. You're listening to the news at 3 on 88.9 FM Akure, transmitting from Ilaramokin. after the break. Again, military wants troublemakers ahead May 29 inauguration. Do stay with us for details.
Araba FM TV on YouTube, Araba 88.9 FM on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. With an audience of over 60,000 people across all our social media platforms and a reach of over 315,000 overall. Call these numbers today to push your market before that audience. Kadzim on 080 30414 or Hazan on 080 650 77920 or Feyi on 0814 138 8719 or Temi on 080 66766 944. You can place your business and brand adverts on Adaba 88.9 FM online platforms, at Adaba FM TV on YouTube, Adaba 88.9 FM on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. With an audience of over 60,000 people across all our social media platforms and a reach of over 315,000 overall. Call these numbers today to push your market before that audience. Kadzim on 080 30414 or Hazan on 080 650 77920 or Feyi on 0814 138 8719 or Temi on 080 66766 944. You can place your business and brand adverts on Adaba 88.9 FM online platforms, at Adaba FM TV on YouTube, Adaba 88.9 FM on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. With an audience of over 60,000 people across all our social media platforms and a reach of over 315,000 overall. Call these numbers today to push your market before that audience. Kadzim on 080 30414 or Hazan on 080 650 77920 or Feyi on 0814 138
88.9 FM.
Welcome back. For news update and live streaming, visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download the Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms, www.facebook.com/AdabaFM88.9 on Facebook, at Adaba89FM on Instagram and Twitter, AdabaFM TV on YouTube. You can provide us information via email, newsroom@adaba889.fm. Now to the rest of the bulletin. The military has again warned against plans to sabotage the handover of power to the President-elect Bola Tinubu on May the 29th. The High Command said the armed forces were on standby and will ensure a smooth transition process scheduled to take place in 24 days. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Demademi, handed down the warning on Thursday. This is as a former military head of state, Yakubu Gowon advised candidates challenging the outcomes of the last election to accept the court verdict. Demademi's caution came a month after Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, vowed that the military would resist anything that will truncate democracy in the country. Also, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, had threatened to crack down on potential threats to national security and warned the indigenous people of Biafra, Eastern Security Network, and other fringe groups not to test the will of the military. 1,000 students in Akoko North-East, Akoko North-West Federal Constituency have benefited from the bursary scheme worth 50 million naira initiated by the member representing the constituency, Olubumi Tunji Ojo. This was revealed at the bursary disbursement ceremony held on Friday at Akama Hall in Ubiakoko. The lawmaker, who was represented by his aide, Talis Olonite Akpalowo, at the event, promised to do more for the betterment of the education sector in the constituency. Reports say this year, 547 university students, 336 polytechnic students, and 117 monotechnic students benefited from this scheme, and none of the communities in the federal constituency were denied. The selection process was open to all stakeholders across the board. Transparency and accountability was the trademark, and it has been sustained in all their programs. The students who presented a gift to the lawmaker for his continuous support for education also reiterated their support for him. The chairman of the event, Professor Francis Gbore, urged leaders to emulate the style of Olubumi Tunji Ojo. Gbore, who is the immediate past deputy vice-chancellor of Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko, also advised the students to ensure the grant is used for the purpose it was initiated. The Ekiti State Governor, Biodun Yebanji, has assured the people that his administration would reflect on the need to improve the working condition of the Oba Adejugbe General Hospital in Ado-Ekiti in the quest for quality healthcare delivery. He said that medical facility structural problems, which made it to be underutilized, will receive attention from government for effectiveness. He assured that his administration will provide a conducive environment for health workers in the state. The medical director of the hospital, Dr. Benga Motosho, noted that the facility will complement all the government health facilities in the state in rendering quality healthcare service to the people. He thanked the governor on his plan to improve on the working condition of the hospital. Also, the governor was at the State Customary Court Complex in Ado to inspect the ongoing renovation work. Arsonists, burglars, or any other persons found guilty of destroying or setting any public property in any part of Oyo State on fire is liable to a fine of 2 million naira. This development is sequel to a new bill passed by the Oyo State House of Assembly. The bill was passed into law by the members of the State House of Assembly during the plenary on Tuesday in Ibadan. Chairman, House Committee on Works and Transportation, Kainde Olatunde, introduced the bill. He presented the Joint Committee report prior to the passage of the bill into law. The law lists public property to include any installation, street light, traffic light, vehicle or public maintained amenities, whether movable or immovable, owned or in the control of the state. And now to sports. Chelsea are reportedly eyeing a move for Lionel Messi in the summer after it was confirmed that the Argentine star will leave Paris Saint-Germain. Messi looks to have played his last match for the French club as he was suspended for 2 weeks without pay after missing a training session without permission. Chelsea know a deal for Messi may not be possible for Barcelona, having slashed their wage bill by £180 million to meet strict La Liga rules. The Blues were previously linked with Messi during the Roman Abramovich era, but reports have it that the club have renewed their interest on the new owner, Todd Boehly. The club is having a disastrous season, with the team currently sitting 12th in the Premier League. To end the news at 3, a recap of our top stories. Former Deputy Senate President has been jailed 10 years in the UK. Egyptian authorities have sent over 500 students back to Sudan following the failure of 2 of them to provide either a passport or emergency travel certificate. We also told you that the military has again warned against plans to sabotage the handover of power to the president-elect, Bola Tinubu, on May the 29th. That's all the news at 3. as edited by Sunday Ajiboye. I am Olubumi Obajemihi. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.
The world moves at a fast pace, and news breaks with the same speed.
Sometimes you find the news